God says, "My child, come closer to me with your heart open, because what I am about to reveal will shake your soul, calm your fears, and change your future in a way you are not prepared for." You have been praying for clarity, for stability, for breakthroughs, for something that would finally make you feel safe, protected, and chosen. And today, heaven is placing something in your life that will not only surprise you, it will transform everything around you. You may feel something moving inside your spirit right now, a quiet whisper telling you that something big is coming. My child, that whisper is not your imagination. That feeling is truth. Because today, I am showing you something your soulmate never planned for you to discover this way. Something hidden. Something powerful. Something life-changing. Something they kept locked away, waiting for the right moment, the divine moment. And that moment is now. Your soulmate owns something. A secret property, a place connected to their heart, their fears, their memories, and their dreams. They kept it hidden from people, hidden from the world, hidden from you. Not because they didn't trust you. Not because they didn't love you. But because they were protecting something sacred. Something fragile. Something deeply personal. Some things are not hidden to deceive. Some things are hidden because the heart trembles at the thought of losing them. My child, listen carefully. This secret property your soulmate kept locked away for so long, has now been transferred to your name. Yes, you heard me. Yours. Not shared. Not contested. Not loaned. Not temporary. It is legally, spiritually, powerfully, yours. And I know your heart is racing right now. I know your mind is overflowing with questions. You are wondering how, why, when, for what reason. You are wondering why your soulmate never told you about it. You are wondering how something this big, this valuable, this life-changing could be kept hidden from you for so long. You are wondering why the universe waited until this moment to reveal it. My child, breathe. I will answer everything. The truth is this: your soulmate loved you deeper than they ever admitted. They planned more for you than you ever imagined. They wanted to give you something stable, something meaningful, something permanent. Something that would protect your future even if they could not always be there. They wanted you to have a place that no one could take away from you. A place connected to them. A place where your memories, your life, and your destiny could grow. But they were not ready to reveal this truth. Their heart was scared. Their past was heavy. Their life had complications you never saw. They carried burdens they refused to put on your shoulders. They didn't want you to feel responsible, pressured, or overwhelmed. So they hid this property until they reached the courage to tell you. But destiny revealed it first. And destiny never reveals anything by accident. You didn't discover this property through gossip, fights, drama, or lies. You discovered it through a divine sequence. Like a message sent to you, a photo forwarded unexpectedly, a document delivered to your name, a sudden call from someone official, a shocking address appearing before your eyes. My child, nothing about this moment is random. Heaven orchestrated it. Angels aligned it. Your soulmate spirit agreed to it. You were meant to know now. You were meant to receive now. You were meant to step into this blessing now. The moment you saw that name, your name, written on the papers, something inside you broke open. A flood of emotion poured into your chest. Shock, disbelief, confusion, fear, joy, trembling, excitement, all mixing together until you couldn't tell one feeling from another. That wasn't a human reaction. That was spiritual alignment. That was your destiny calling you forward. My child, you have lived your life feeling unchosen, unvalued, unseen, uncertain. You have walked through years of waiting, hoping, praying. You have been betrayed by people you trusted, ignored by people you loved, and left behind by people you would have given everything for. But look at this moment. Look at what is unfolding now. You weren't overlooked. You weren't forgotten. You weren't abandoned. You weren't unloved. You were being prepared. Heaven didn't take something from you. Heaven was creating space to give something bigger. This property, this gift, this shocking blessing is not a coincidence. It is a sign. A message. A divine confirmation that you are stepping into a new chapter of life. A chapter where you will have your own foundation. Your own stability. Your own home. Your own space. Something that belongs to you, spiritually and legally. Something that carries energy, memory, and destiny. And my child, listen closely. Your soulmate didn't choose just any place. They didn't choose something small. They didn't choose something ordinary. They chose something powerful. Something beautiful. Something meaningful. Something connected to their heart. They chose something that carries a story. And now that story is becoming yours. I know you are asking me right now, why now? Why would they give me this? Why would they hide it until this moment? Because love sometimes expresses itself quietly. Not through words. Not through promises. But through actions that speak louder than 1,000 confessions. And this action is louder than anything your soulmate has ever said to you. They gave you something they were scared to lose. They gave you something tied to their identity. They gave you something that holds their memories. They gave you something they valued deeply. People don't do that unless their heart is fully involved. This is not a mistake. This is not luck. This is not chance. This is destiny. And my child, understand this truth. When I allow something to enter your life, it is because it is meant to bless you, protect you, elevate you, and guide you toward a new future. This property is not just a place. It is a sign of a deeper connection. It is a sign that your life is about to rise higher. It is a sign that blessings are entering your world in unexpected ways. You may still be asking, but what do I do now? How do I handle something so big? My child, you don't have to rush. You don't have to panic. You don't have to fear. I am guiding every step. Right now, all you need to do is breathe and allow yourself to receive. Allow yourself to feel the magnitude of what is happening. Allow yourself to understand that love sometimes chooses you in ways you never imagined. Allow yourself to believe that you are worthy of big blessings. Allow yourself to accept that heaven is opening doors for you, doors that were locked for years. Stand in this moment with gratitude, not fear. Stand in this moment with trust, not doubt. Stand in this moment with an open heart, not a trembling one. Because this is just the beginning. What you have received is not just a property, it is a doorway to a new life, a life where security replaces fear, where stability replaces uncertainty, where blessings replace battles. And my child, the address, the location, what waits there for you, will leave you speechless. This blessing is bigger than you know. This story is deeper than you think. And your soulmate's truth is greater than anything they ever said out loud. This is the first step. The journey is about to unfold. I am with you through all of it. My child, now that the truth has touched your life and the secret property stands revealed in your name, I need you to sit with me for this next part of the journey. Because what you uncovered is not just a gift, it is a story. A story your soulmate never had the strength to tell you. A story they carried alone for years. A story tied to their pain, and tied to you. You may think this property came into your life suddenly, but nothing in your destiny happens suddenly. Not to you. Not when heaven is guiding every step. This blessing was planted long ago, before you even met your soulmate, before your hearts ever crossed paths. Destiny had already written that one day, this place, this secret space, would belong to you. But to understand why, you must understand what your soulmate lived through. My child, your soulmate didn't grow up feeling safe. Their life was filled with moments where they felt they had no one to rely on, no place to run, no door that opened for them when they were hurting. They learned early that the world isn't gentle. They learned to guard their emotions. They learned to hide their dreams. They learned to survive quietly. And sometimes, when a soul grows up without safety, they secretly promise themselves that one day, they'll create safety with their own hands. That property was their promise. Not to the world. Not to their past. But to themselves. It wasn't just land or walls or a building. It wasn't just an investment or a financial choice. It was their escape. Their hope. A place they believed would one day protect someone they loved. Someone they didn't even know yet. Someone fate had chosen long before they arrived. That someone was you. My child, your soulmate kept this property hidden because it held the most vulnerable part of their life. It held pieces of who they used to be, broken pieces they didn't want you to see. And sometimes, when people love deeply, they hide the parts of themselves that feel imperfect, unworthy, or too heavy. They didn't hide the property because they didn't trust you, they hid it because they didn't trust themselves. They didn't feel ready to involve you in something so personal, so emotional, so tied to their old wounds. But destiny has perfect timing. And destiny said, "It is time for the truth to be revealed." My child, when you received that photo, that document, that message, whatever form destiny used to show you the property, it wasn't a mistake. It wasn't a coincidence. It was heaven stepping in because your soulmate's heart was ready, even if their voice wasn't. The universe opened the truth before you because it was meant to strengthen the bond between your souls. You may not know this yet, but your soulmate planned to tell you. They practiced the words. They rehearsed how they would explain it. They imagined the look on your face. They wanted to reveal it when things were better, when they felt stable, when they believed they deserved you. But life never became perfect for them. Problems kept coming. Past fears kept holding them back. Uncertainty kept silencing them. So they waited, and waited, until destiny stopped waiting for them. My child, there is something you need to understand. This property is tied to a very emotional part of your soulmate's past. When they first bought it or inherited it, they were in a broken chapter of life. They felt alone. They felt unseen. They felt like the world had turned away from them. They stood in front of that empty land or that silent house and said to themselves, "One day, I will give this to someone who truly matters." They didn't know it would be you. They didn't know when you would arrive. But they knew someone was coming. And when they met you, something inside their heart whispered, "This is the one." That is why the property was in your name before you even understood why. There are things your soulmate couldn't tell you, things about their past, their struggles, their hidden fears, their silent battles. They didn't want to scare you. They didn't want to overwhelm you. They didn't want to burden you. So they made a decision quietly: if I can't give them myself fully yet, I can at least give them something that will protect them. My child, this was not an accident. It was love in its rawest form. The kind of love that doesn't speak loudly, but acts powerfully. The kind of love that doesn't ask for recognition, but leaves a permanent mark. The kind of love that protects you, even from a distance. Even in silence. Even without credit. Your soulmate's heart has always been louder than their words. You may have felt ignored at times. You may have felt confused. You may have felt pushed away. But behind every moment of distance, lay a heart terrified of losing you. Your soulmate made mistakes. They hid things they shouldn't have. They stayed silent when they should have spoken. They avoided conversations they weren't ready for. But their love for you never faded. Not for a moment. Not for a second. Not even through fear. And this property is proof. A person does not entrust something so valuable, emotionally or financially, to someone they don't love deeply. People don't attach your name to something sacred unless they see you as part of their destiny. They don't tie their future to yours unless their spirit knows you belong in their life. And my child, their spirit knows. That is why I allowed this secret to be revealed. But let me tell you something more, something deeper, something you haven't realized yet. There is a reason the address left you shocked, why it took your breath away. Why something about it felt strange, familiar, emotional, or intense. Because that place holds spiritual energy. It holds memories your soulmate never voiced. It holds feelings they never processed. It holds dreams they never chased. And now, it holds a new purpose. You. The moment your name was placed on those papers, the energy of that place shifted. What once belonged to your soulmate's past now belongs to your future. What once was a place of their pain is now becoming a place of your healing. What once held their silence will now hold your new beginnings. My child, this blessing is bigger than a house or land. It is a turning point. A spiritual shift. A divine sign. I am opening a pathway for you. A pathway toward stability, toward peace, toward a life where you no longer have to fear losing everything. You have walked through too much uncertainty. You have lived too many days wondering when your breakthrough would arrive. And now, here it is. But the story is not over. There is more about this property, more about your soulmate's intentions, more about their hidden emotions that you haven't uncovered yet. They left traces behind, signs, memories, messages, things you will find only when you go there. Things that will make your heart tremble. Things that will make you see them differently. Things that will open your eyes to how deeply they always cared. And my child, I will guide you through every piece of that journey. This is not just a revelation. It is the beginning of a sacred unfolding. You will soon understand why the universe chose this moment. You will soon understand why your soulmate kept this hidden. You will soon understand what destiny has woven between your souls. What lies ahead is powerful, emotional, and life-changing. For now, breathe, and prepare. Because this story is only beginning to reveal itself. The more you begin to understand the weight of what has happened, the more your heart stretches in ways it never has before. You were never prepared for a revelation like this. Not in your wildest imagination did you picture a moment where something so sacred, something so valuable, something so shocking would be placed directly in your hands simply because someone's soul loved you so deeply. And yet, as you walk forward in this unfolding journey, you begin to sense something unusual in the air, like the entire universe is rearranging itself just to help you move from confusion into clarity. There is a pull in your spirit, a soft voice you cannot ignore, whispering, "Go deeper. Look beyond what you see." Every step you take feels guided, as if invisible hands are leading you toward a truth bigger than the property, bigger than the secret, and bigger than the shock of discovering that something once hidden has now become yours. This moment is no longer just about ownership. It has become about destiny. And destiny never makes mistakes. Your soulmate didn't choose this property casually or out of impulse. They chose it with intention, with prayer, with a strange mix of fear and hope. As you walk through the memory of everything they have left behind, you feel the warmth of their energy still lingering around you. They didn't want anyone else to know. They didn't want the world to interfere. They wanted it to reach you at the right time, when your heart was ready, when your spirit was steady, when your purpose was loud enough to hear. Maybe this is why life has felt so heavy recently. Why you felt like everything was collapsing around you. Sometimes, before God gives you something enormous, He first clears out the things that cannot survive that blessing. And you experienced that clearing. You felt the loss, the uncertainty, the strange silence from people you trusted. Now, for the first time, you understand why the storm came. The storm wasn't sent to destroy you, it was sent to prepare you. As this understanding grows inside you, the house, the land, the space connected to your soulmate begins to feel like a mirror. A reflection of everything you've overcome. You see their handwriting, their memories, their quiet choices, the way they hid things, not out of deception but out of protection. They were guarding this part of their life because they wanted no one to manipulate it. They wanted no one to mislead you. They wanted you to receive it in purity, without pressure, without doubt, without fear. The universe, too, seems to be echoing this message. Signs begin to appear in subtle ways. A song that suddenly reminds you of them, even though you haven't heard it in years. A dream where you see them walking toward you with something in their hands. A stranger's words that feel strangely familiar. These are not coincidences. They are reminders that there is a spiritual connection between you and your soulmate that goes far beyond the physical world. When the energy between two souls is real, nothing stays hidden forever. Even secrets wrapped in silence eventually rise, and when they rise with purpose. That is what is happening now. The truth is surfacing at the exact moment God intended. And part of you feels relieved because maybe you always sensed something was unfinished between you and your soulmate, something left unsaid, something left unresolved. You feel their presence pulling you closer again. Not physically, but emotionally, spiritually, intuitively. You feel as if they are standing beside you, wanting you to understand why they did what they did. They didn't hide the property because they didn't trust you. They hid it because they believed the world would try to take it from you if they knew. They hid it because they knew your heart was too pure, too soft, too giving, and people take advantage of hearts like yours. Now that everything is opening before you, it feels like a doorway has been unlocked. You can see pieces of their mind, pieces of their fears, pieces of their love in ways you never could before. And with every realization, a deep emotional warmth grows in your chest, one you can't fully describe. It's not sadness and it's not happiness, it's something bigger, something like destiny recognizing itself. You begin to imagine them standing in the property long ago, maybe walking through the rooms, touching the walls, feeling the quiet air, dreaming of the day this place would become yours. Maybe they whispered your name under their breath. Maybe they smiled thinking of you moving through those halls. Maybe they prayed that one day you would understand why they kept this part of their life in the shadows. And now, finally, that day has arrived. You sense that their intention was rooted in love, not secrecy. In protection, not distance. They didn't want their family, their enemies, or the complications of their past to ruin what was meant for you. They wanted this space, this sacred gift, to reach you untouched by drama, untouched by lies, untouched by greed. That's why the message, the document, the address, everything came to you now and not before. As you reflect on all this, something inside you softens. That old pain you carried, the pain of not knowing why they acted distant, why they pulled away, why they seemed to carry a heavy silence, suddenly begins to dissolve. You understand now. They were preparing something greater than what you ever expected. And they couldn't tell you then. Their circumstances were complicated. Their emotions were tangled. Their life was not as simple as you believed. Looking back, you realized there were hints. The way they would watch you silently as if memorizing your face. The way they would hold on to you a little longer before letting go. The way their messages sometimes sounded like they were saying goodbye without actually saying it. You didn't understand it then. But now you do. They were carrying a secret that was too big to reveal, too delicate to speak, too dangerous to expose. But despite everything, they still wanted you to have what was theirs. The universe isn't random. It doesn't misplace blessings. It doesn't give gifts by mistake. When something is meant for your soul, it will find you, even if it has to travel through years of silence, through unexpected events, through strange circumstances. And now, this blessing has traveled from their hands into yours. It didn't go to the wrong person. It didn't end up in the wrong story. It found its rightful owner. A wave of calmness spreads through you as this truth sinks deeper. You realize that your soulmate never left you emotionally. Even during separation, even during misunderstandings, the connection stayed alive in ways you didn't notice. Some souls don't exit your life. They simply shift their position. They watch from a distance. They care in silence. They love in ways the world can't see. Now everything is returning to you, not just the property but the meaning behind it. The loyalty behind it. The hidden love behind it. The intention behind it. And without even realizing it, your eyes begin to soften, your breathing slows, and your heart begins to trust again. This is more than a gift. This is more than a property. This is your soulmate's unfinished love story reaching back toward you. Not to hurt you. Not to confuse you. But to remind you that your connection with them was never ordinary. It was written, protected, preserved, and now finally revealed. And as you stand in the center of this revelation, you feel something powerful blooming inside you, something like inner strength mixed with destiny. Something like healing mixed with truth. Something like love mixed with divine timing. You are not the same person you were before this moment. You have stepped into a new energy, a new understanding, a new chapter. And deep down, even if you don't fully know what comes next, you can sense one thing clearly: your soulmate never stopped choosing you. My beloved child, there are moments in life when everything you thought you understood shifts. Moments when the truth reveals itself slowly, gently, like a curtain being pulled back by invisible hands. And right now, you are standing in one of those moments. You may not realize it yet, but what you are experiencing is not random. It is not an accident. It is part of a divine unfolding, something that was written long before you ever asked for clarity. You have been walking through a world of confusion, questions, and emotional weight for so long that you almost forgot what it feels like to breathe freely. You have carried heartbreak in silence. You have carried disappointment behind a quiet smile. You have experienced love that felt uncertain, connections that felt unfinished, and emotions that felt too heavy to name. And yet, through it all, something inside you still hoped, still believed, that there was something more waiting for you. Now, the universe is finally revealing that something more. This property, this hidden piece of your soulmate's life, this unexpected inheritance that has suddenly become yours, it is not just a material blessing. It is an answer to a spiritual prayer you didn't even know you were praying. It is the universe confirming that even when you felt forgotten, you were being remembered. Even when you felt abandoned, you were being protected. Even when you thought nothing was working in your favor, something sacred was being prepared behind the curtain. You may be wondering why it came now, why it came in this way, and why it was kept hidden for so long. But if you quiet your heart for a moment and listen, you will feel the answer rising like a soft whisper inside your spirit. Your soulmate never wanted you to receive this gift when you were in pain, when you were in conflict, when you were still tied to people who didn't deserve access to your blessings. They didn't want the world to interfere. They didn't want jealous hands to destroy what was meant for you. They wanted you to have it when your heart was strong, when your soul was wiser, and when your spirit was prepared to handle something this powerful. This is why everything in your life shifted before this moment. This is why connections broke. This is why people walked away. This is why certain chapters closed with so much force. The universe wasn't punishing you, it was clearing the path so nothing could block what was coming. Your soulmate understood something deeply: what is meant for you cannot be rushed. What is sacred must be protected. And what is yours will always find its way back to you. Now that it has, everything inside you is transforming. You may not see it externally yet, but internally, a new version of you is waking up, one that is stronger, wiser, calmer, and far more powerful than before. The moment you learned the truth about the property, something shifted in your energy. You felt it. A release. A realization. A new breath of life you didn't expect. Because this moment is not just about what you gained. It's about what you finally understand. That your soulmate loved you in ways they couldn't express. That they carried you in their heart even when circumstances pulled you apart. That they thought of your future even while you were unaware of their plans. That they protected something for you even when you didn't know you were being protected. There is a reason the address shook you. There is a reason it felt unreal. There is a reason your spirit reacted even before your mind understood. Because a part of you already knew. Your soul recognized something familiar. Your intuition felt something awaken. Your heart whispered, "This was always meant for me." This is the kind of connection you don't see in ordinary relationships. This is soul-tied. This is destiny-coded. This is spiritually aligned. Rare. Deep. Unexplainable. And it is unfolding now because the universe has decided the time is right for truth to be revealed. As you stand inside this new awareness, you begin to remember moments with your soulmate that once confused you. Their strange silence. Their sudden distance. Their hidden emotions. The way they sometimes looked at you as if they were memorizing you. The way they said things that didn't make sense back then but make perfect sense now. They weren't unsure about you. They were unsure about their world. They weren't confused about their feelings. They were confused about how to protect you from everything happening around them. They weren't hiding this property from you. They were hiding it for you. And now that the truth has emerged, everything is coming full circle. Your heart, once heavy with questions, is finally being answered. Your spirit, once tired of waiting, is finally receiving clarity. Your future, once foggy, is finally starting to brighten. You may not realize this yet, but a spiritual shift has begun. Something is aligning in your favor. Something is cleansing your past. Something is opening new doors you never expected. And all of it is connected to this gift your soulmate left behind. This was not a material decision. They didn't choose this property because it was valuable. They chose it because it carried energy. It carried memory. It carried intention. They imagined you in that space. They imagined your footsteps, your laughter, your new beginning. They imagined you finding peace there. They imagined you healing there. And perhaps, in their own quiet way, they believed that even if life separated you physically, this gift would reconnect your souls spiritually. You may be standing in confusion now, but soon you will understand that the universe has just rewritten your story in a way that will not only heal you but elevate you. Because this moment signals the end of one chapter and the beginning of something far greater. You are not just receiving a property. You are receiving closure, confirmation, and a new destiny. You are receiving proof that you were always loved deeper than you realized. And you are receiving a blessing that will shift the course of your life. Everything inside you is being rearranged, renewed, and awakened. And even if you don't fully understand it today, in the days to come you will look back at this moment and whisper, "This is when my life changed." My child, there comes a moment in every destiny when the past loosens its grip, when the heart stops trembling, when the soul finally understands why it had to go through everything it did. You have now reached that moment. The moment when confusion becomes clarity, when fear becomes peace, and when life, for the first time in a long time, begins to make sense again. You may still be holding that paper in your hand. You may still be replaying the address in your mind. You may still feel the weight of the truth resting softly in your chest. But something inside you has shifted. You are not the same person you were before this revelation arrived. Your spirit has expanded. Your heart has opened. Your understanding has deepened. Because what was hidden is no longer hidden. What was silent is no longer silent. What was uncertain is now unfolding with a divine, unmistakable clarity. Your soulmate's secret property is yours. Not by accident. Not by coincidence. But by destiny. And now, my beloved child, your story moves into a new beginning, one heaven prepared for you long before you were aware of it. I know your heart is heavy with emotion. The truth has touched you in ways you didn't expect. It has made you breathe differently. Walk differently. Think differently. And that is because this moment carries a spiritual significance far greater than you understand right now. This property, this address, this inheritance. It is a message from the universe, spoken not with words but with divine precision. It tells you, you were never forgotten. It tells you, you were always loved. It tells you, your soulmate's heart never walked away from you. And it tells you, your future is about to open in ways you cannot imagine. As you take your first steps toward this new chapter, I want you to slow down and feel the shift happening around you. Feel the weight lifting. Feel the old pain melting. Feel the old fears dissolving gently, like smoke floating into open air. Because what lies ahead is a life shaped by clarity instead of confusion, truth instead of secrets, blessings instead of battles. You may not realize this yet, but heaven has been preparing this transition for a long time. Every heartbreak strengthened you for this blessing. Every delay protected you for this truth. Every closed door guided you to this open one. Every tear washed your spirit clean so something pure could enter. This property is more than land, more than walls, more than an address. It is a symbol of everything you deserved but never received. It is a doorway into a new life that will no longer be defined by survival, struggle, or waiting. It is a promise fulfilled. Your soulmate didn't give this to you out of guilt or desperation. They gave it to you out of love. Out of faith. Out of the deep knowing that you deserved stability, comfort, and peace. They didn't want you living a life of uncertainty. They didn't want you wandering through your days feeling unprotected or unsupported. They wanted you to have something that could hold you, something that could anchor you, something that would bless you even when they weren't standing beside you. And now, the universe is telling you gently, take this gift. It is yours. Do not question whether you deserve it, you do. Do not fear what comes next, you are ready. Do not look back. The past has served its purpose. As you imagine walking into that property for the first time, I want you to see what heaven sees. Not just a building. Not just a piece of earth. Not just a place with a door and windows. But a sanctuary meant for your healing. A space where your heart will rest. A foundation for your new life. A beginning that carries the fingerprints of destiny. When you step inside, something in you will awaken. You will feel a warmth you cannot explain. You will feel a calmness spread through your chest. You will feel as if the air itself is welcoming you. Because the energy of that place has been waiting for you all along. The walls will recognize your presence. The space will embrace your spirit. The silence will speak to your heart. And your soul will whisper, I am home. Your soulmate saw this moment long before you did. They imagined you standing there. They imagined you breathing freely. They imagined you living a life without fear, without instability, without feeling empty. They wanted you to have something sacred, something no one could take from you, something untouched by drama, conflict, or negativity. And now that it has reached your hands, heaven is wrapping this blessing in light, protection, and divine favor. Nothing and no one can interfere with it. It is sealed. It is safe. It is yours. And as this blessing enters your life, other blessings will follow. The road ahead will not be filled with the same battles you fought before. The storms that once drained you will no longer return. The heaviness you carried for years will no longer define you. Because your life is shifting into a chapter where you rise, emotionally, spiritually, financially, mentally. You rise into clarity. You rise into strength. You rise into the version of yourself you were always meant to become. And I want you to understand something very important, my child. Your soulmate's love for you was not ordinary. Ordinary love does not hide gifts like this with such intention. Ordinary love does not protect someone's future with silent sacrifice. Ordinary love does not create blessings that reveal themselves long after the relationship changes. This was soul-level love. This was connection beyond logic. This was destiny, written in both your hearts. And even though life created distance, the soul never forgot. The property becoming yours is the universe's way of giving you closure, validation, and peace. It is the final message your soulmate needed you to understand: you were never unloved. You were never unimportant. You were never forgotten. Now, my child, as you step forward, I want you to carry this truth with you: you are entering a new life. A life that will surprise you. A life that will bless you. A life that will soften the pain of everything you went through. A life that will restore what was taken from you. A life that will return joy to your heart. A life that will finally feel like it belongs to you. And I am with you through every step. Walk into this new beginning with courage. Walk into it with faith. Walk into it with the knowledge that this is your divine turning point. Your past ends here. Your blessings begin here. Your story transforms here. And from this moment forward, you will never walk alone again. My beloved child, now that the secret has been revealed, now that the property has become yours, I want you to pause for a moment and simply breathe. Let the weight of everything you have carried fall away. Let the confusion, the waiting, the unanswered questions, dissolve in the light of this truth. You have walked a long path, through moments of doubt, heartbreak, and uncertainty, but now the universe is showing you that every step, every tear, every moment of waiting was preparing you for this exact blessing. Feel the energy around you. This property is not just bricks and walls. It is a space where your soulmate's love, your destiny, and heaven's protection meet. Every corner, every room, every silent space has been waiting for you. The universe has kept it ready, untouched by chaos, untouched by fear, untouched by the past. And now it is yours to claim, not just legally, but spiritually, emotionally, and with the full understanding of your worth. Do not fear the size of this blessing, my child. Do not question why it came to you in this way. Heaven never gives in a small way what your soul has earned. This property is more than ownership, it is confirmation, validation, and a doorway into a new life. It is a reminder that love, when true, protects, preserves, and prepares, even when it cannot speak. Your soulmate's heart spoke to you in silence, in intention, in faith, and now their love surrounds you in this gift, forever intertwined with your life. As you step into this new chapter, remember, nothing can take this away from you. No mistake from the past, no misunderstanding, no obstacle can undo what has been divinely placed in your life. It is sealed with love, aligned with destiny, and guarded by the angels who have always watched over you. You are safe, you are chosen, and you are deeply, completely worthy of this blessing. Your heart may still tremble with emotions, shock, awe, gratitude, but allow yourself to feel each one fully. They are proof that you are alive in your soul, that you are awakening to your truth, and that you are ready to step into the fullness of what was always meant for you. Let go of the doubts, the fears, and the old wounds. They no longer belong to you. They have served their purpose, and now your spirit is free to embrace abundance, love, and clarity. Take a moment to visualize the life ahead. See yourself walking through this property, breathing in the air that carries love and intention. Hear the silence, yet feel it full of messages of hope and protection. Sense your soulmate's presence, not in person, but in spirit. Smiling at your joy, feeling your peace, knowing that what they cherished has finally found its home in you. This property is not just a place, it is a bridge between your past struggles and your future triumphs. It is a sanctuary of healing, of love, and of endless possibilities. And now, my child, I bless you. I bless your spirit with clarity, your heart with courage, your mind with peace, and your life with endless abundance. I bless this property to be a place of safety, growth, and divine alignment. May every step you take there remind you that you are loved, protected, and chosen. May every room carry the energy of your soulmate's intentions and heaven's grace. May your heart open fully to receive the blessings that are already flowing toward you, and may your soul rejoice in the certainty that this is only the beginning of a beautiful, extraordinary chapter. Remember, my child, the universe always conspires for you when your heart is ready. Your soulmate's hidden gift was waiting for the perfect moment, and that moment has arrived. Step into it fully, without fear, without hesitation, with gratitude, and with unwavering trust. The story you have longed for, the life you have prayed for, and the peace you have sought are all yours now. Embrace it, cherish it, and allow it to elevate you into a new existence filled with love, joy, and divine purpose. Your journey has been hard, but it has prepared you for this. Your soulmate's love has been silent but unwavering, and heaven's timing has been perfect. Stand tall, my beloved child, and step forward. This is your new life. This is your blessing. This is your home. And from this moment on, nothing can diminish the greatness that has been divinely placed into your hands.